It's the Roman Martinez Show. Before you get up and go, you better sit your butt down and turn up the sound. It's the Roman Martinez Show.
Welcome to our show, everybody. With me today is actor, director, theater thespian, film professional, vocalist, singer of the Blazers game, the national anthem. It is my esteemed pleasure, proud to announce Mr. Renaissance Man himself, Lance Nuttman.
Howdy.
So anyways, what are you doing now, like, entertainment-wise? You know?
I am currently in rehearsals for Into the Woods at Gallery Theater here in McMinnville. I am playing the mysterious man / Cinderella's father, which means I am pretty much everyone's dad in the entire show. Traditionally, the casting goes mysterious man and the narrator, but we're doing something a little different in this production, and so I'm doing double duty, but playing several father figures. That was kind of a, little wake-up call for me. It's like, okay, I'm getting a little long in the tooth. Everybody's dad here. And I'm now quite convinced that I am literally everyone's father in the show. I have just made that my entire through line. I'm Little Red Riding Hood's dad, and I'm Jack and the Beanstalk's dad, and I'm pretty much everybody's dad. I'm just owning it. I'm just going to be everybody's dad now. So.
A dad can be cool. I mean, Bruce Willis can be a dad.
Oh yeah.
Schwarzenegger. Dad.
I'm just glad I didn't go right from the leading man roles, skip the dad role, and go right into grandfather. So that was what I was afraid of.
Yeah.
So not that I couldn't do it. I'm available for auditions and castings and whatever. Mm-hmm. But I didn't want to go full bore yet.
That kind of goes into like a subject where I'm playing a judge in Harvey. So I asked I asked Steve Cox, who's directing, and I said, should I shave my beard? And he's like, no, don't shave the beard. It looks very judgely with the the gray in the beard. So
absolutely.
I was just like, okay, now I've made that transition. I'm an authority figure now.
The other night I was thinking, maybe I should think about whitening my beard a little more. And then I just looked at the mirror a little harder and went, no, I think you're good.
But see, that's a good age, I think, to be as an actor, because you could still play a leading man. You could still, you could also play like a father figure, or even an older figure. I mean, if Ebenezer Scrooge perhaps, or something. I think because it's that range that you have. It's better to say like I can play all of those parts rather than I can't play the young lead guy anymore.
Right.
I can't do it. No.
Well, my days of playing the rock star are probably behind me, but
I don't think so.
I guess Mick Jagger's still doing it, so.
Yeah. Age is not so much a rock star thing, it's just the coolness factor.
There you go.
Rock star. Tell us about your latest experience with the Blazers game. What is this, your fourth time?
This was number 6.
Holy, wow.
Yeah. For a while there, I had spent a lot of years. It used to be how you got in was they did this big cattle call. And they just put out a thing and said, hey, everybody, show up. Go to this one room at the Rose Center. Back then, it was the Rose Center, not Moda. And show up, and everybody gets to sing. And one year when I was there, we showed up a little late, and I was number 212, I think. So that gives you an idea of how many people they were seeing at that time. And the thing about that, me and my wife talk about this, is back then, everybody got to sing. So it didn't matter if you could sing, or if you should be singing or performing. You got up there and you got to do the whole song. There was no Simon Cowell to cut you off or anything like that. It was just 200 and some odd people singing that song all day to get 41 potential spots. So I felt for those judges. Those people that were behind the panel just kind of having to listen to it and go, who's good and who's not, This time was my 6th time. It was January, I want to say 19th against the 76ers. And it was great. I mean, everybody in the staff there is just awesome. They're helpful, and they're happy to see you, and they're leading you around, asking you if you need help, and you get the way it works for us is we check in for a sound check. So you show up and you walk out, you meet your handler down in the bowels of the Moda, and they take you to your little space. Within 5 minutes, they take you out onto the court. There's players shooting around, the dance team's out there warming up, any number of things are happening. There's assistant coaches over here talking, and there's scouts. And they say, okay, here's what's going to happen. I hand you the mic, go out there and sing the whole song. And you sing to an empty arena, more or less, while people are shooting baskets and doing stuff. Then you chill out for a good 2.5 hours, and then they come and get you. You walk out onto the court and just kind of wait. Everybody's pregame. The whole buzz is going. You got a good 10,000 people here already. And you just wait. And I get to be on the sidelines. They let my wife be on the other sideline with a phone so she can record.
Cool.
And then when you get the tap on the shoulder, you head out and sing. And there's nothing like it. I tell all my performing friends, you should try it. You should just give it a shot.
Well, you get that when you're performing in front of an audience, it's kind of like a drug almost. It's like
Absolutely.
It's like the best rock star ever.
Yeah.
It's you have that energy from the audience, and then, but I mean, when I first performed, when I was on Rocky Horror, I mean, I was shaking. My legs were shaking a little bit. When I was like sitting on that speaker, and
it never showed, by the way.
Oh, thanks.
Never showed.
Oh, thanks. I appreciate that. I tried to hold it down. But yeah, it's so interesting how theater can be. If you explain to somebody you're going to be performing in front of 20, 30, couple hundred people, and you have to memorize all of your lines, I mean, that right there would just people like, I'm going out the door. I'm not.
Sure.
I don't want to stand for that.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But
there's tons of people, even my boss, that in my current job is like, he hates public speaking. He just hates it. He has to get up and just talk about any given thing, and he's just uncomfortable, It's like, I feel you. I get it, I can give you some pointers, but it's something you can train for sure. But some people, it's just not what they do. It's not even something they would even care to think about getting comfortable with.
You've recently done a number of motion pictures. Well, with me, been proud to work with you. We did the feature film Crystal together.
Yes.
We did iClown, which we shot last summer. You've done some voice work for me on some of my earlier films.
I had a blink, as my friend Walter said, a blink and you'll miss it moment in Ophelia.
Yes, as a coach, as Coach Curtis.
Yeah. I just got to say, I loved P-Word.
Well, thank you.
Absolutely loved it. We did a screening of 3 of your films last February. Was that
December of 2021?
I don't know. Yeah. So, and I just I had a few friends in it too, which doesn't hurt, but I was just like that cracked me up. I really liked that piece of work.
Yeah, that was a hell of a lot of fun. The P-Word. I mean, that was like the closest like a theater production I've ever directed. Because we did 4 rehearsals, we did a tech rehearsal.
Oh, wow.
And the only reason was because I was so nervous about directing with a puppet.
Why ever would you be?
Yeah. Uncharted territory.
I mean, kids, animals, puppets. You don't want to work with them, That's all I hear in the industry.
I have worked with animals, I've worked with kids now.
Right.
And I have to say, I have had wonderful experiences with them. I was surprised,
Yeah.
iClown, we had some kids in it.
Yeah.
And then we had a dog in Dollhouse, and that little girl just completely, she came when we wanted her to. And
I've also, you hear that cliche, and same thing. Like, one of my last roles was Captain Von Trapp in The Sound of Music, And I had a very similar, people, I even got a reputation. It's like, oh, Lance doesn't like kids. Well, I don't dislike kids. I just, And then I went into that production. It was like, these kids are awesome. And they like me. Like, what's wrong with these kids? Why do they like me? It's like, I thought they were supposed to be hard to work with. It's like, So yeah, that's a bunch of bunk, that cliche, you know.
Oh yeah.
Except for the puppet. I don't know about the puppets. So.
The puppet is just, damn it, it's just making sure that everybody hits all the puppeteer was brilliant. So
absolutely.
The puppet ain't brilliant without the puppeteer. Yeah, it was just collaborating on that. And when you're trying to get that effect where it looks like the puppet's just by himself and you don't see the puppeteer, that was the tricky part.
You have to get that in the shot. You can't exactly take that out in post, I would imagine. Like, all of a sudden, cut the frame down.
I did do that,
whoops.
actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I had actually a behind-the-scenes lady. She was making a documentary, and she was in the corner. And during the master shot, I was like, okay, bringing the screen down just a little bit.
Right.
Very nice lady, though, and she did a great documentary for us. Do you ever want to work with puppets?
I'm not opposed. I wouldn't want to be the puppeteer, that's for sure. I'm not that coordinated.
Have you worked with, speaking of kids, by the way, that's a good segue, because you said you worked on Sound of Music with children, with kids. I've noticed, yeah, you've been mostly in adult plays, the plays that you've done, more or less. And so,
a lot of them, yeah.
Yeah, from my experience working with kids, I was in Honk, and they all were professionals. I mean,
yeah,
you know, they were on. I guess my question is, what other shows have you worked on with kids? Has that been the only one, or a Sound?
Beauty and the Beast didn't have young children, but it had, you know, teenager types. Oklahoma also, so a lot of our ensemble were, you know, teens or tweens.
Kid actors can really teach a lot to us adult actors, I feel.
Yeah.
I had a kid actor in iClown. He played the younger version of Chris.
Yeah.
Brilliant job.
And it's amazing.
It's amazing. And I'm telling you, he read the whole script.
Yeah.
And he was asking questions about it.
Yes.
I'm like, you read the whole script? He's like, yeah.
Why not?
Because it was reminding me of that comment made at the screening event where you and Megan were saying you focus on that, just your part in the script, you know, when we go through the script, it's like, just that part.
Yeah. Where am I? There. Okay. Nope, not me. Where am I? Okay.
I do the same thing other than the read-through. I'm just like, highlight. Okay, there we go. What is the show about exactly?
Right.
So explain your part in Ophelia, please.
Okay, let's see. Ophelia was Coach Curtis.
Yes.
He was a... he was intended to be like a Dr. Phil-esque self-help internet guy who himself was more than a little flawed and had his own issues. So that was the character I tried to bring to Ophelia there.
And that was actually based on a real person. That's a real dating coach that was based on.
Really?
I don't want to say who his name is, but yeah.
Okay.
Because it's just that white background, awkward cameras like way up into his face. Do you want to get your ex back?
I remember when we shot that too. It was like, okay. It was like, this is like right up in my grill.
So let's go to a clip of Coach Curtis, Lance Nuttman.
Now, at this point, you're probably wondering, Coach Curtis, what the heck do you know? I know enough to have seen this method work on dozens of my clients. And are you ready for the best part? You have to give your ex a chance to miss you. Because if your ex never misses you, it's going to be very difficult to even have a chance at starting something new and special with them. They will miss you and start to think of all the good times they had with you. Trust the process.
That was great, wasn't it?
Oh, it was amazing. Seemed like that took longer to shoot than it. Yeah.
Yeah. Right in here in the studio. And then explain now spoilers. Totally fine. I'm okay with spoilers. Explain your part or parts for the film iClown, the third film in the Clown trilogy.
Well, my what I like to think of as my main character is Murray Delgado. He is a investigative reporter. See, I'm trying not to give too much away here. He knows more than he's letting on. Let's say that. An investigative journalist who knows more than he's letting on. I think he kind of goes in with a little bone to pick. You know, a little chip on his shoulder, more than a little chip on his shoulder. I also was, let's see, I played Clown Prime, which was a blast to get just fully made up by the amazing Esme Brown.
Yeah.
And Vicky Woods did the gore. That was just fantastic. As an actor, the costumes, the makeup, all of those things, just there's this moment where you finally put on that costume and everything just comes together. Mm-hmm. And for Clown Prime especially, I'd done a lot of just thought about it because we shot those kind of separately.
Yeah.
And with Clown Prime, I knew what was coming. And Esme did a great job kind of communicating this stuff to me also, like prosthetics and makeup. And like, she was very upfront with like, she asked me, either she or Vicky, I can't remember, asked me like, are you claustrophobic? I was like, well, no, not really. Why? And there was like a prosthetic that had to go on my neck. Mm-hmm. And she said, well, you know, it just, some people freak out about it because it feels like you're, you know, kind of being choked. I was like, okay, thanks for letting me know. And then when it was on there, I was like 20 minutes in and then it like hit me. I was like, oh, there it is. And I was so thankful to them for talking to me about that. Mm-hmm. So, but with Clown Prime, once that makeup came on me and I was in the full makeup and the mirror was there, it was a full transformation. And all of a sudden I was gone. Mm-hmm. I was just, at me personally, disappeared. Mm. And I couldn't help but walk around like that character. So that was very fun. And even now I feel the physicality of that transformation. So,
you look bigger. Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
I always say the reason why I act is to make myself go away.
Yeah.
It's the only time I feel me gone is when I am in a character. And for me, that's why I like to act. There's probably a therapist out there that could make a living off of what I just said, but that's why I do it.
Well, you did a brilliant job. I mean, I was going over that footage quite a lot as the Clown Prime character, and it was weird. It was like I got hints of like Gene Simmons and King Diamond a little bit with the makeup. Because
absolutely.
But that's cool because it had that kind of nostalgic feel to it.
Right.
And the voice, I mean, as I understood Robert Englund, like he has to like speed his voice up when he talks.
Yeah, he told me that.
Welcome to prime time, and then they slow him down in post.
Right.
Your voice, like, and then of course it becomes deeper in post. I didn't really have to do that with your voice. I only did like a little trick in one little section with your voice where I kind of add a little synthesizer to it. Huh. But it's not in any of the Clown Prime stuff. Like you really talk deep and scary perfectly.
That's cool.
Yeah, you could use that to announce something or
right. I'll do the national anthem like that next time.
Oh, I would pay a lot of money for that. I truly would. Yeah, I'd become a season ticket holder for that. Yeah.
I did also get to play. I don't even know the character. It was just I got to put on different clown gear for iClown as well, and you know,
Clown Prime Light. Clown Light.
Clown Light.
Yeah.
We had some interesting moments shooting that in McMinnville where we had a young girl kind of. They were passing by in the car. And all of a sudden this car pulls up to where we're just kind of hanging out, you know, getting ready, getting the shot ready or whatever. And here comes a mom or a grandmother or something with this young girl. Uh-huh. And it was her birthday, of all things. And they saw us, and they saw this dude in a clown outfit. And she came up, and I just turned on the character and played the clown for her and talked about her little stuffed animal. And it was like this crazy touching moment that was just completely random while we're getting ready to shoot this scene, you know. That was just a neat moment. I
so random.
Couldn't have scripted it, you know.
Wow. It was so random, and I'm wondering, like, would the same reaction we would have had if you were in your Clown Prime?
Yeah, probably not. Probably not. Might have some juggalos like going, "Oh, dude, yeah, take my picture."
Chris had that.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, we were walking it down, I think 4th Street back in 2014 when we did Be a Clown. A couple of dudes were like, oh, I got a picture with a juggalo. And Chris was like, I'm going to punch him in the stomach.
Yeah, I could see that. And being able to work with Chris on that was awesome. And I think that was great casting on your point, because I know you put me and him together in a lot of those scenes, and having that, you know, we're friends in real life, and having that trust going right into it. You know, we just I felt like we sat down opposite each other and just went for it.
Yeah.
You know, and I hope that reads.
It
you know.
it really read well, and I was actually surprised that you two hadn't worked together before.
Yeah, not on stage.
Yeah, on stage, and so that was very surprising to me. When I was thinking of writing the story, I thought, well, Chris is obviously going to come back.
Right.
I was like, Lance is just a natural fit, you know, for that character. I had a lot of fun filming you guys. I was envious too of you, because it's like I'm behind the camera and I'm directing, but it's like, damn it, I wish I could put makeup on.
Get up there with
and get up there and be bloody and disgusting and all that. Tell us about your feature. Was that your first feature film experience? Crystal?
Mm-hmm. Yes, that was my first feature. I had to actually like ask people and understand what the difference was. But yeah, Crystal was my first feature film. It was a blast. I played Roger with a D. He's just like an unlikable D-bag character of he doesn't like his brother-in-law. He's, you know, doesn't want to be there kind of guy. I had a couple of really fun lines that were written, and you gave me a little freedom to, like, you know, just kind of riff on this one and see what happens. And so yeah, that was a lot of fun to have that freedom also. And I mean, cutting room floor, who knows, but to just kind of riff on something and go, you know, hey, you know, what does your character feel like about this moment? And that was pretty neat. So as my first feature film, that was a fun experience. I got to see just the scale of it. You know, just what I remember. One of my co-stars was there, and I didn't yet know her, Nicolette.
Yeah.
And she was just there, and when she arrives on set, she's just like, "Oh man, I just love being on set. I'm so glad to be back on set." And I'm like, you know, I'm the new guy here. I'm watching it. I'm just watching everybody in, listening and quiet and learning and seeing how this works. And there's professional actors from all over the place in this thing, you know. I'm like, okay. And to hear her say that, I was like, well, that was interesting. What did that mean? You know? And then once I wrapped, I'm thinking about it for like 3 days. You know, I'm back to work and I'm like, God, that was fun. Man, I want to do that again. You know? And so with iClown, I remember when we got back, I think we were in the same space too. It was just like everything came rushing back. Like, now I get it. Yeah, now I feel that rush. So that was pretty cool.
You see why I'm so busy all the time,
right?
It's like I can't help myself.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, that was a really fun experience, and I'm like, the most challenging scene. You were there for like the most challenging scene I've ever done.
Oh yeah?
The damn dinner scene.
Yes.
Where do we put the food? Where do we put the cake? Should we cut it now? Should we not cut it?
Yes.
The food continuity.
And we need to cut it. Nope, it's already cut. Now we're stuck. Yeah.
Yeah. I think you could just see my face, like, kind of like talking to like Nick and Jeff, like, I need a break.
Yes.
Yeah, and then just like the scenes that we were doing in the hallway scenes, like those were kind of added, you know, additionally to kind of fill it up a little bit, you know, to do it. And I remember we were doing our screen test.
Oh yeah.
And I felt so bad because I'm like, I mean, I do theater, but I have no idea what voice coaches would recommend. And I'm like, if we had a voice coach, a professional there, would they say, no, you're not doing this wrong?
Yeah. Well, I went in knowing that, like you guys mentioned that, and I was like, okay, And the actor in me is thinking, what am I doing? Do I have to sing? Okay, I'm like a week and a half away from having to sing. I need to mark this. I need to pull back here. Okay, there's a right way and a wrong way to scream.
Sure.
And, you know, you can YouTube stuff and they can teach you stuff, but it was like, yeah, okay. It was a little scary, and it was cold.
Yeah.
Freezing cold.
Yeah, with the drone humming overhead.
With the drone
with
overhead,
the fan,
creating more wind.
Yeah.
Yes.
It was like climbing a mountain. It really was.
Yeah.
You know, like Mount Everest. Like a short is like climbing a little bump in the road, like when you're driving through Safeway or whatever.
Yeah.
And a feature is like, you know, are we gonna get to the top? You know, kind of feeling.
Right.
You know. But I was so happy to have you in that film, and then have Nicolette, two friends of mine,
Yeah.
and see the chemistry between them, and like,
Yeah.
it's gonna work. It's gonna work. Yes, it did work.
Cool.
You know.
Yeah, we were like, because I think we only shot that one day together, if I remember right.
Yeah, because we had you for the other day where you were on the floor.
Right.
But yeah.
Okay, maybe it was 2. I can't remember, but it was short.
Mm-hmm.
It was, and our interaction was so little.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember both of us kind of coming out of that going, you know, we should work together again on something.
Yeah.
You know, it was like we barely had anything there, you know.
Mm-hmm.
We expanded on it. We played the scene or whatever, but it was like, God, that would have been cool if we'd had a little bit more to, you know, a little bit more meat to dig into and, you know, do a full scene or something. So
I've had ideas,
Yeah.
Lance.
Yeah?
I've had ideas. Tell me what you would like to do, like in the future. Like, is there any role you'd like to play? Is there any other types of arts or entertainment that you'd like to try your hand at?
There's things I would like to direct. I don't have a bunch, but there's like 3 or 4 passion projects that I have in my back pocket. One is a musical that me and my wife will co-direct someday
Okay.
that I won't name, but we will.
Okay.
Promise. One is a play. One is another play that cannot be staged. So it would have to be done with basically projections, is how it would need to be done, and Reader's Theater style
Okay.
is how it would need to be done.
Okay.
It was a play, and I don't know how it got staged ever, because it's just crazy. But it would be great in a reader's format, like we did Frost Nixon, but with projections to give the idea of scenes and things like that. As far as acting, my number 1 bucket list is to play Tevye in Fiddler on the Roof.
You didn't play that in Fiddler on the
I did.
You did, okay.
In 1991, in the Argonauts Theater or Argonauts School of the Arts, which was a summer program where a bunch of high schoolers got together. It was kind of like what CET is in Salem right now.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
It was a summer program, and we all went together and we put up like I think it was 3 or 6 performances in the summer, and that was it. And I played Tevye when I was 17 years old. So now that I'm a little older and say Tevye's age, I would love to play that role now that I understand even more about that character. So that's the number 1, you know. There's some other roles I would love to play, like I'd love to be Javert in Les Mis. But I don't chase work. I look at what's out there and go, that looks interesting, or that's something I haven't done before. Like, oh, there's a feature film that, oh, that's interesting, or yeah, I've never been a clown before. Okay, I'll do that, you know. So I'm not like this studied theater expert where I'm like, oh yes, Ibsen and Pinter and blah blah blah. It's like, no, I'm just like, oh, what are they doing? Yeah, that looks cool. I like that script. So, but anything, I like to do work, like you said, that's challenging, that's scary. Because if it's scary, if it's outside my comfort zone, like you said, that's how you get better. That's how you grow.
One last thing, and I was thinking about this before we were going to do the show, was big question I have for you. Personally, when I direct, it can be a little stressful, and it's fun, you know, because I'm making the world, and I'm seeing how I'm, you know, the conductor, and seeing how everything's going to be fit together. But I have to admit, getting into acting again, like it's like I'm in like a playground. I'm like a kid. I'm like, wee, you know, let somebody else worry about all the details. And I wanted to ask you about that, because having, you know, directed Frost Nixon, having directed The Graduate, when you went back into acting, like after those projects, did it feel like Candyland again, or did you miss directing?
That was a good question. Yes. It was like, hooray, you know, and that was a reader's project, so it was a little lower stakes, even though we did some great things with it and took it to festival. Actually, we took it to
Yeah.
the Cherry Blossom Festival. We
Remember
were
that.
asked back later, so that was great. But that was a little less stress than The Graduate, which was a full production. That's the only full production I've directed. The others were like one weekend only kind of things, right? So with The Graduate, that came hot on the heels. I did The Graduate, directed that, followed that immediately up with Rocky Horror at the Enlightened Theatrics, followed up immediately with Beauty and the Beast at Gallery. So I was like boom, boom, boom. Coming out of The Graduate, I did feel that freedom. And then doing Rocky Horror was a nice, just kind of a, yes, here I am, I'm back. And then each project I did after that, though, I started, that director eye came back.
Yeah.
And it's kind of tough to see because there's a lot of times where you see things once you've directed. I don't know if you'll be able to carry this experience from like your film work onto the stage. That'll be interesting to see if it works that way.
You mean directing or acting?
The director's eye.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Because from acting to acting to acting, you know, directing stage to acting stage to acting stage, it doesn't seem like it's kind of the same wheelhouse, you know, but I don't know, I've not directed films, so I don't know how you feel about that. Is the film directing like in line with theater directing? Like the eye you have to bring to each of those projects, do you think it's the same?
I think so, and I will be consulting you later. I may be directing a play in 24.
Oh, cool.
Maybe, and I'll definitely be reaching out to you for auditions for it as well. I mean, I just had a meeting the other day with some folks at a theater company, and I was just like, you know, because it was like a job interview. It was like I was really having to hammer point how I saw things and my vision, and having had no theater direction, you know, experience, and I could just pull from film or motion picture. I have to say, I think if you keep it on an actor's level, because we've been actors and we know what actors are going through, and we know that actors seek out like that input from the director on how am I doing. I mean, and I credit you, actually, you and Ken Moore, yes, for my very first play, Rocky Horror. I credit Ken with really getting into the meat and potatoes on a minor role that I did, which was the narrator. You know, well, I mean, we were the center of the show. We connected everything.
Yeah.
But I was very appreciative that he went so deep with that character, and you did as well with Bob Zelnick. I remembered that, and I remember when I first started doing short films, I was so focused, like futzing with the tripod and the camera and the lighting and everything, and I didn't focus so much on the actor part of it, which now I have, and I feel like the projects have gotten better because I get into the meat and potatoes with the characters, with the actors now.
Yeah.
And I credit you, and I credit Ken Moore for that, honestly. Yeah.
That's great.
Well, Lance, thank you so much for being a part of this. It's great always, you know, hanging out with you, working with you, and of course, you know, there's going to be plenty more productions. I believe we're going to be working both either on the hard stage or behind, or in front of a camera. Right. I'll be behind it. You'll be in front of it. All right. Did you want to say anything else? Did you have anything to promote?
If you follow me on Facebook, I have a website. It's lancenutman.weebly, weebly.com. I'm on YouTube. I'm on Facebook. I try to be on Instagram. Thank you for having me on. I like right back at you. I love working with you, and you know, I can attest. I can speak to your touching base with the actors, which I'm not sure is something that a lot of filmmakers prioritize. So that's something I've appreciated in your approach, especially in these last couple projects, is, you know, touching base with the actor and being down there with us, and builds that teamwork. Yeah.
Well, thank you, Lance. Thank you, Lance Nuttman, and cue the music, the 70s kind of dating game style music. So.